and like this. And kind of like on a D3-like feature, you could come out here, for example, and do a hover over on it. And when you would do that, you would have information basically popped up here. You could go out and close it, or even for some of it, for example, if there would be a selection that you could go ahead, select a few of them, for example, opt for download, then pull this down as, say, CSV formatted data that you could do analysis in Excel or any other type of statistical analysis tool.
So you've got, that's the grid map, right? So
Yes.
they have the locations up there. So the locations would have the visualization coming out of the
Exactly.
location? Okay.
Sort of like, say, for example, like, I mean, just coming through this last election cycle, and you were going to say, for example, that you had X number of polling precincts coming out here, and you could go out and pull a selection on, say, for example, for candidate X versus candidate Y, and it would show up as far as the voting tally would pop up like that. Similar in that you would have here as the concentration for X chemical. And I know that part of it, of course, is there's a lot of information that's presented there, and that can easily get overwhelming to a user. So what you could do is here, you could go out here and you could say, for example, pop this one up too, and you could have, say, 2 chemicals at the same time or more. Of course, it works better, I think, to see as one. Now, one of the things also, though, as far as seeing trends, another thing started talking about, though, kind of like bringing that up to another level. If, say, you wanted to go out and see like where the flow is at a certain depth or so, overlaid over this would almost be sort of like one of these blanket visualizations, kind of like built off a lot of the concentrations, and say this would be like chemical X again, and then you'd have another one, say, coming out here for chemical Y. And the thing about this is if they would have like a certain amount of transparency on, so you could still see the overlay, but also adding 3-dimensionality, and say, for example, that there was like a heavy concentration because it was flowing with the groundwater, like say in a diagonal in relation to the map, you would basically see this kind of spike coming along here that would be displayed, and you could pick this out right away.
It's like Google Traffic, but for pollutants and stream underground.
Exactly. And so you would pop it up, and I mean, it's basically, it's very low cognitive load. It's going to pop out right away.
Which is what you want.
Mm-hmm. And then for looking for, I mean, part of the other visualization, say, for example, if you were looking at a fixed trend, say looking at a certain well over time, sometimes I would say going with the simplest solution may be best. So say, for example, you have compound X right here, and you're looking from a certain time period, and like with wells and things, you'd have a sample just coming up like that, and then say coming in. Sometimes, I mean, that may come down to a simple table chart, and then say comparing multiple wells, even maybe just to expand upon it, here coming down here, say looking for chemical X and chemical Y at different times, just coming up with something